Well, there it is, guys. Pretty gloomy weather out here today, but still got to get it done. I just left the gym and got in some mobility stuff, of course, and a real quick squat session with the safety squat bar. It went well. It felt good. Nothing hurts, really, more than anything on a nearly 40-year-old dude's supposed to hurt. But now I got to get in the throws. It's shitty outside. I mean, it is drizzling down. I mean, barely a little rain, but it's been raining for 24 hours, so everything's a little bit wet. I throw off the pavement, so it's not that bad. Throwing off the pavement with the Velasa Stones throw shoes provides just enough grip, but not too much. So I can tolerate throwing off of that pretty well, at least for my weights. And then, of course, hammers are what hammers are. If the handle gets a little wet, we'll see how that works out for me today. But, man, I got to get after it. I can't take today off. It's one of my 2 days off this week from work, so I can put in a little bit more focus and energy into my training session. For those of you who don't know, I scored a last-minute invite to the Rio Grande Valley Celtic Festival in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So accelerated and pushed up my season by a couple of months. So I had to really get after it and get the training in. You know, I was training for Central Florida. I put a lot of work in between November and mid-January. Threw pretty decently in January for middle of the off-season type of games. And then I took the couple months off. For me, I realized that it's not sustainable to practice hard for several months. I kind of lose some energy, lose some focus, and start losing a little bit of the motivation that I have to drive and really work. And I guess I come kind of a head case if I constantly drilling for most of the year. So since mid-January, January 20th, I've taken most of that time off until these last couple weeks. Once I scored the invite, I know it's time to get my ass in gear and start throwing again. So you've seen the output of more content related to throwing, and that's what I've been doing. Mostly just hammers and weights. I do need to get after weight over bar and sheath so that I don't shit the bed. I got kind of the yips on the sheath right now for the past couple games. So I got to get that squared away and get it worked out. So here I am, rain or shine, eating a cold breakfast burrito on the banks of the majestic Kenai River. So yeah, that's it. Train hard, guys. I don't know about you, but starting out practice with just throwing it seems weird. It's like having sex without foreplay. So I can't do it. All right, gonna wrap that up. Had some pretty decent throws there. A couple things that I feel like I should still be working on, but it's the same things. So we're just tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until we can get that motion just right. Like I said, it is second games of the season, but you know, I don't know how we classify the middle of the off-season games, but basically kind of starting fresh here in April. Get first games beginning of May. I can be happy with the results I had today throwing. That last throw was definitely my farthest, and that's why I wanted to end on that. I don't know distances or anything because I'm not going to drag the tape out there, not throwing in ideal conditions, and I don't really want the distance to affect my mindset of what I was doing and the things that I want to work on. So happy with the efforts today. Not going to throw the hammer because I don't want to mess around with a wet handle, and I've done that before where I've tweaked some stuff because I was trying to over grip a wet handle or it slipped or whatever. So I'm not going to do that. All right, so I'm going to go over to the house. Instead of doing hammers, going to do some wob because I need to work on that. I haven't thrown wob since I left Florida, and before that I didn't throw wob at all since October. So onto that. All right, here we are in front of my house. Time to throw wob. I had to make a couple stops before coming over here to throw. So just like with anything, any wob or hammer weight, whatever, I like to do something for warm up. So I'm not just going in with a, just cold, raw dogging it, you might say. Well, that was trash. A couple of reasons. Like I said, I don't like throwing in gloves. I tend to catch my hand or catch the material of the glove and try to pull the glove off my hand, and I don't like that. So I try to go as minimal as possible. I do tape my thumbs and fingers for the hook grip, and that seems to go a lot better with not feeling like I'm catching up and really getting stuck to the implement too much. Almost broke my bucket.